a match made in heaven, or in purgatory, or at least in the White House. Two men known for belligerent rhetoric and rambling speech set side by side, one elected, one a pretender, both famous for throwing tantrums, their respective wives kept out of the frame of course. It was a press conference at the White House between President Donald Trump and Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha on the occasion of the latter's trip of a lifetime. We can unpack a few things from the 7-minute video available on YouTube. President Trump spoke first, in a measured tone, about long-standing Thailand's relations. We have a strong relationship right now, and it's getting stronger in the last 9 months. As he spoke, two interpreters behind Jen Prayut gave him whispered translations, and the PM, looking smart and tranquil, not a sign of the volcanic tremble he often lets out when at home, nodded in acknowledgement. The handshake came. It was brief and devoid of drama. When the Thai PM spoke, he missed the script right off the bat. He expressed condolences, in Thai a wise choice, or maybe it's not even a choice, to the president regarding the hurricane that happened last night. The hurricane happened 2 weeks ago. What happened last night was the Las Vegas shooting. But in the vast diplomatic safety net, the PM was rescued by the smoke of language. One of the interpreters, without batting an eyelid, proceeded in English according to the script, expressing condolences for the mass shooting as well as the hurricane in Puerto Rico. Anyone can make a mistake, and we shouldn't get hung up over it, except when that person was Yingluck Shinawat, speaking her third world English for all the world to hear. We've moved on from that embarrassing time, haven't we? Hardly looking directly at each other, the Prime Minister and the President came across as long-lost brothers, men at the peak of power, men who thrive on conflict, men who love talking mostly to themselves, men who confound their speechwriters with spectacular, pointless digressions. But not at this press conference, and here's how Mr. Trump came out on top of his guest. While our Prime Minister went on about national security cooperation and praised the U.S. First Lady for her social work, Mr. Trump shrugged it off and went in for the kill. Our relationship on trade is becoming more and more important. Thailand is a great country to trade with, he said, and we should note that this line on the trade topic had absolutely nothing to do with what Jen Prayut had said previously. Then the whole point of Mr. Trump wanting to meet the Thai Huna became clear. Thailand makes great products and different things that are important to us. We likewise sell to you, and I think we're going to try to sell a little bit more to you. Notice Jen Prayut's sheepish laugh upon this last sentence. We're going to try to sell a little bit more to you. Notice also the PM's uncertain yay, not yeah or yes, but yay, to cap off the president's remark of wanting Thailand to buy more from the U.S. A grin on his face, nodding repeatedly. Jen Prayut knew why he was getting the red carpet treatment at the Oval Office, but the need to show everybody that one of the world's last military regimes had the approval of the United States was more important. Nostalgia for the day the U.S. supported military dictators in Latin America as well as Asia may still have haunted the general. On his first trip to Capitol Hill, having said his piece, President Trump moved on. The remaining 2 minutes of the press conference had nothing to do with Thailand, as Mr. Trump talked about his upcoming visit to Puerto Rico to meet with the hurricane victims, where he would later be captured throwing rolls of tissue to them. All the while Jen Prayut sat there, nodding, though in effect the press conference was already over for him. Yay was his last word. The visit has made our PM glow. The aura spread by the elected officeholder of the world's most powerful nation has rubbed off on an unelected prime minister, who still can't decide on an election date. When Mr. Smith goes to Washington, it's time to re-watch the 1939 film starring James Stewart. He arrived as a hillbilly and went on to expose the Senate's misconduct. When Mr. Prayut went to Washington, he arrived as a general, empty-handed, and came out with a large grocery bag containing coal, weapons, turkey meat and pig intestines, some of the things Mr. Trump wants to sell us more of. Big Brother has given Little Brother a few lessons to learn from. Kong Ridley is life editor, Bangkok Post.